moving on, where we have figures where we have multiple figures put together to figure out the volume, we have to figure out which figures they are first. Okay. So with this one, we have a right here that is a cylinder. Okay. And then we have a cone. So we have to take the volume of the cylinder, add the volume of the cone, right? Volume of a cylinder. All right, we need the radius first. We know the diameter is 4, so the radius is going to be 2. And the height is not of the cylinder, is this right here. So you have to actually find this height right here. So you have to do 10 minus 3, which is 7. So the height of the cylinder is 7 centimeters. Remember, so the volume formula for a cylinder is pi r squared h, right? Our radius is 2. My height is 7. 2 squared, which is 4, times 7, which is 28. And I'm going to leave in terms of pi. 28 pi. So that pi, I'm not going to evaluate that yet. All right, now the cone. We know the radius of the cone is also 2. Now, careful with the cone formula, because remember it's 1/3 pi r squared h. So it's 1/3 pi times 2 squared times the height of the cone is 3. All right, 2 squared times 3 times 1 divided by 3 is 1. Let me double check that. 2 squared times 3 times 1 divided by 3. 4. Okay, that's more like it. So this is 4 pi. All right, I did the 2 squared times 3 times the 1/3. So we have 28 pi plus 4 pi, which is 32 pi. Now, if it says lead in terms of pi, great. But if you want to evaluate it and round, we can do that too. 32 times pi, which is 100.5. Centimeters cubed. So depending on what the question says, these are not specific, but you don't. You could either leave it in terms of pi or round it to the nearest. I would say 10th or 100th, but I just did the 10th. Okay, so you basically have to figure out what figures are in each diagram. So in this one, we have a cone, and we have a cylinder, and we have a half of a sphere, not a full sphere. So we have the volume of a cone plus the volume of a cylinder plus the volume of a half sphere. All right. So you can do this one on your own. You can figure out the dimensions of each figure and plug them into the formulas and evaluate at the very end. But that's it for today's video. If you have questions in class, please let me know.